Today at Nebula Sanctum's R&D facility, I will be giving an overview of an assembler blueprint used here for the production of reinforced iron plates and modular frames at Crystal Blue.
Welcome to Tomorrow, Today.
Alright, so let's go ahead and load my blueprint here, these raised assemblers. As you can see, the assemblers are raised up in the air quite a bit above the logistics floor. There's 3 floors that allow access to different parts of the blueprint, whether it's the logistics here at the bottom, these 2 walkways. It's designed for a 3x4 footprint, similar to my other MK1 designs, and it expands out to a 6x4 when you connect these together at the walkways. The product is backlit for your viewing pleasure when you're traversing down this walkway here. And then the logistics are organized down on the basement level on this floor with access to be able to view them, so you can still celebrate the logistics that are making your product. The logistics level is a manifold design where you would loop this around to the backside and along the second blueprint that would be on the other side over here, with raw materials coming in on this back end, lifting up into the machines. Then the product is delivered through the front of the machine, where this blue light is, and is merged down here at the same level as the raw materials coming in, going out to be delivered. And this basement area is set up for you to get into so you can watch your parts coming in and your product going out. Wiring runs behind the assemblers down at the logistics level, right along this painted beam. And the wiring powers the assemblers up here on the top, and also a couple of different lighting elements. There's a street light embedded into the foundation here at the logistics level, and there's also one here on this first walkway level. You can choose to change the color of your street lights, either at the street light level themselves, whatever colors you have, or you can use a light control panel to change the overall color of the lights at the blueprint as a whole. There are 3 different levels for walkways. This first basement level is a walkway for your logistics access. And then going up the first flight of stairs, you have a walkway at this first level, which gives you view of your product being produced coming down into your logistics. And then at the top level, you have access to all of your assemblers and also a good vantage point to view the rest of your factory at this level. So in order to embed these street lights into the foundation properly, I did have to raise this whole blueprint up 3 meters. So there's a 2 meter and a 1 meter foundation here, which I've left, and I've left the rest of this area open. You can use this for some logistics. I mean, there's room to put a splitter in here or a merger. You can use it for a secret area, just some open space that's needed because of how these streetlights get embedded into the foundation.
You are making good progress.
Thanks, Ada. Alright, well let's hook these up and I'll show you how to connect them together. Alright, so let's get started. Bring in my raised assembler blueprints, get these locked in and get these loaded up. Looks like this is where I want it. And we'll turn it 180 and put the next one in. And we got number 3 right here. Looks good. And number 4 right next to it. We're going to bump that one over 1. Just like so. So I use these over in Crystal Blue to make reinforced iron plates and modular frames. And I have a set of 8 for both of those operations. And those will make 5 reinforced iron plates per minute per assembler for a total of 40 reinforced iron plates. And then for consumption, it'll consume 30 iron plates and 60 screws per assembler, which totals out to be 240 iron plates and 480. screws per minute. So that's why I have 8 per bank in order to keep my screws at the total Mark IV belt. And then for modular frames, I'll have 2 modular frames made per minute per assembler, which totals 16 total for the set of 8. And that'll consume 3 reinforced iron plates per assembler and 12 iron rods per assembler, which totals out to 24 reinforced iron plates and 96 iron rods for the set of 8 of these. I leave 1 foundation at the front and the rear to allow room for my logistics and walkways to access this whole factory floor. All right, so once you get these all flown in and built, you can start to tidy it up and connect everything. First, what you want to do is get your foundations put in on either end, because this will support your logistics and walkways. So we'll go ahead and put a 1 meter full on this end, and then we'll do the same thing on the other end. Just like that. And then once you have this foundation in, you can finish up your logistics. So you need to connect all of your blueprints together, and you just find the place where there's no conveyors, just like this. And you connect your conveyors to these splitters. Make sure you keep the top one to the top, the bottom one to the bottom. And then on the side where your material is not coming out, you'll want to have this connect together as well. Do that just like this. And then for this top one, you'll want to do a conveyor, stackable conveyor pull. In here, just like that. And connect your splitters back together. That's for your raw material coming in. And you also need to do this for your product coming out. So this is coming out this way. And maybe I'll put this here, and then we'll bring it back into this way. So everything will come out from here. And then make sure you also connect your 2 blueprints together here too. And that's how you connect your logistics together. All right, and then we'll connect our wiring together. So we'll find where our blueprints meet up, and we'll pop a power line in on both of those wall outlets. And then one on the other side as well. There's no power line coming off of this one. That connects to this one. And then you want to connect the 2 banks together too. So for now, I'm going to run a power line right to the end of this beam. And then connect these 2 together. This side to that side. And for now, it'll clip through, but we will go ahead and tidy that up later. And then you can connect this all to your power too. So I have my magic power pull here again. We'll just run that right to that. And now we should have power to all of our different assemblers. We have power, but nothing selected yet. And then our lights are also on here too. And then you'll want to do some things to tidy this up. So to make these blueprints mesh together nicely, there's things that are missing here, like a beam here, for example. And you can throw in some beam connectors. You can bring a whole beam down if you wanted to, like that. You can make them at angles, anything along those lines. But at least something just to make this look a little bit nicer. So we'll go ahead and finish this side up. That. And then other things you can do too is put some railing in here if you wanted to. You could do railing, you could do another walkway coming out from the front. And then same thing up here on the top. And maybe your building design around your blueprint here allows you to give some walkway over into a wall, or maybe walk over this one and go over to another blueprint that's facing this way. There's lots of different options, but at least some stuff to kind of tidy this up so it doesn't look too much out of place. And that's really about it for the different tidying things you need to do. Once you get this side fixed up, you could go ahead and run your wiring along a beam over here, something like that. And then you can also change the color of your lights too. Whatever color you are using, or you can just leave it plain white like that. We'll just look at this light control panel, and I'll go ahead and set this to my usual 50% intensity at this color, whatever color you want, blue maybe perhaps. And then we'll just cycle the power so that it gets the new signals. And now we have a nice warm light that's showcasing our factory floor here. And now that it's nighttime, we can see what the amber hue looks like as we walk down this hallway. It's very relaxing with the blue backlit conveyor lifts. And then down into the logistics basement level, there's some lighting in here too. And it just looks very nice and welcoming and relaxing, having a light right above the splitters and having the shadows cast down through that way. And just a little bit of design consideration, some things you could do to build a building up and around this. On this one I have a glass wall, glass ceiling over here with an angled wall down below it and a flat roof. And this is just a tar roof on the top and that glass ceiling. And what I've done is just add a little bit of depth and some character as I put in a painted beam surrounded by one of these metal pillars, just to give it a little bit of depth. And then that carries down through underneath along this whole side where the beam and the pillars are tied together as one. And if you go down into this level right here, you'll be able to walk up into this area right behind the assemblers where the logistics are lifted into the machines. And then there's a little glass ceiling here as well that allows you to peer down into the inner workings of the logistics area. And then down underneath the logistics is a little alcove with an inverted half pipe that gives you some more depth and feel on this side of the logistics. And you could easily box this in and make some access to get over onto this side so you can see what this looks like over here and really get a good feel for how the lights are just illuminating this whole dark area and giving a lot of character to how the logistics are given and presented throughout this whole build. Well, I hope you liked this video and you were able to take away something to improve your designs. Click that like button and subscribe for future blueprint demonstrations.
It's within your core competencies at Fixit to use this blueprint.